Hey guys, what's going on? This is All Hell Metal, and today is Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to all you hellions. I hope you're having a great day and spending it with, the ones you love. If you're not, and that's your choice, that's perfectly fine. You know,
Love
it's
yourself.
yeah, love yourself. You have to love yourself um, to be happy, and for others to love you and appreciate you. But all of us can't do that, and that's just how it is. So anyway,
This got philosophical fast.
yeah, this is episode 2 of season 1, and today we're bringing you the melodic death metal band Nekrogoblikon.
Yeah.
Hopefully, hopefully you've heard of them. If you haven't, then you need to listen up. You need to check them out, and then thank us later because I mean you're going to enjoy them.
Also, watch right now.
Yes, right now with John Goblikon. We'll get into that in a little bit once we get into the show and discuss what's going on with everything. So before we get into that, I'm here with TJ and Jacob, and we're pretty excited. Um, this is the second episode, so hopefully it goes a little better than the first, and we have a little more to say this time than we did last time. Um, but you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Both of those are AHM Podcast. You can find us on YouTube under All Hell Metal. And you can also find us on Facebook at All Hell Metal. We also have a public Facebook group on there that you can join. Just get in there and share your thoughts and what you want to hear and how you feel about each episode. And if you have any ideas that you want us to go over, things like that. And you can also send us an email letting us know what you want to hear and letting us know your thoughts. Good or bad, we can take them. I mean, give us your best, give us your worst, whatever. Also on that website, allhellmetalpodcast.com. Wait, I completely messed that up. Let me go back. The email address is allhellmetalpodcast@gmail.com. We also have a website set up now. I know last time I said that I was going to be working on that. I worked on it. I did it. I got it done. It's out there. It is allhellmetal.com. And on there we have a section called Show Notes. You can click on that and we will provide you links to any songs, albums, any YouTube videos, any interviews, anything like that, for each episode that we talk about, and it will be listed by episode and season number, and also what we were discussing that day. Like I went ahead and added the Sabaton album on there from YouTube. It is the album with full lyrics.
Minus the best song.
Huh?
Minus the best song.
Yeah, minus the best song. It doesn't have lyrics, but it is on there. The lyrics are in English and Jacob.
Either Dutch or German.
Yeah, it's either Dutch or German. But yeah, it's helpful. It helps you to hear the story of Sabaton. But anyway, so do you guys have anything you want to talk about today, like right off hand? I mean, I know there's a couple things we're going to bring up that are in the music world news, but do you have anything you want to, say or anything?
Well, while we're talking about Sabaton, for all of you who have listened to Sabaton before, they released a new single that's going to be on their new album. Go and listen to it. Pretty good. So do that.
Yeah, obviously Jacob's a huge Sabaton fan.
Yeah, and I couldn't watch it as it premiered, so I'm kind of bummed about that. Stupid school.
Yeah, well, school's not stupid. I mean, you need school. But anyway, I don't think I really have anything that I want to say. I just know this week, we've really been diving into Nekrogoblikon. Jacob's been diving in a little more than he has before. Me and CJ have, dove in and re-listened to the music that we've already listened to and listened to some of it that we hadn't listened to and, read some interviews and things like that. So I think it's going to be a good show. But also in music land, Ian McDonald, the founding member of Foreigner and King Crimson, has died at the age of 75. That's kind of, I like Foreigner. I mean, that's sad news. Jacob saw that on there and was like, oh man. doesn't really say how he died. It just says he died peacefully at home. So at least it was peacefully
And
and
he
at home.
didn't OD, to our knowledge.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably not the seeing the image of him, which you can't always go off looks, but I'm sure that's not the case. I mean, he was
kinda
75
looks like
years.
crazy.
He was 75 years old. So, you know, we pay our respects to his family and loved ones during this time of loss. And Corey Taylor announced that he'll have a new album coming out that is going to be mainly covers. There's going to be some Metallica and Kiss and even a Stone Sour. What was that?
Not a big fan of Kiss.
Well, I mean, they have some good music, but so even some Stone Sour, which is his other band apart from Slipknot. So
And his own personal career.
yeah, speak up a little bit.
Okay.
But I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, you know that'll be good because I do like cover songs and cover bands are always fun as well. So
Yeah, and he's covering his own music, so.
yeah, I mean, how does that work?
I don't know. I'm not going to question it because it's probably going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt it'll be good. So, but anyway, so today we are talking about Nekrogoblikon. They are a band. Is there anything else you want to add? Anybody wants to add before we get into it or anything? Okay, so Nekrogoblikon is a band that formed in 2006 in Palo Alto, California. And they have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 members. Hopefully, am I counting correctly?
Yeah, looks right to me.
Okay. And I mean, they have 6 members. Hopefully, I'm not missing anybody. And of course, they have their hot man, John Goblikon, who is played by comedian David Rispoli. But basically, Nekrogoblikon they are a heavy metal, melodic death metal band. But their songwriting is comedic. It's not like most heavy metal bands where it's usually serious issues and things like that. Which I mean, you don't have other comedic bands out there, but for the most part, metal is pretty
serious.
Pretty serious. And touching on serious topics. Why did that go up instead of down?
Don't question it.
So they're super energetic. They're really fun to listen to. They've had a lot of members over the years, and they've all left for various reasons. But right now they're made up of those 6 members: Scorpion, Goldberg, Raptor, Zoot, Eric W. Brown on drums. I could not find a nickname for him anywhere, so sorry if you're actually listening to this. First of all, I highly doubt. But if you know this band and you know that he does have a nickname, and I just couldn't find it for whatever reason, please let me know what it is. And you also have Diamond.
And if you are listening to this, what's up, guys? How's it going? Hit us up for an interview,
Yeah.
Like, we're just saying, our email's in there.
Yeah, that probably won't happen. But
you never know.
You never know. Maybe they'll be like, hey, we'll give these guys a break. They sound like they're
struggling.
Yeah. Hey.
You agree to it.
I did at first, but anyway. So they have 5 albums that are currently available, and they have a new one that will be releasing on April 1st, which is The Fundamental Slimes and Humors.
And it's releasing on April Fool's Day, I think.
Yes, April 1st is April Fool's Day. You are, in fact, correct, sir.
I get the 1st and the 4th confused.
The 1st and the 4th of April, you think?
I think the 4th is April Fool's Day, and the 1st isn't.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, you can always have a belated April Fool's Day on April 4th and just...
You can have a belated April Fool's Day anyway.
Yeah, every day can be April Fool's Day. But we also got new recording equipment.
Yeah.
I know we're kind of getting off subject, but hey, I mean, we forgot to mention that we did get some recording equipment. We have some more coming, and we have some other things that we are going to be working towards and saving money up for. So, hey, I hate to say this and I hate to do this, but there is a donate. There is a donate button on our website that if you want to help us out in any way, shape, or form, you can do that. I'm not saying you have to. I'm not begging you for money, so please don't think that.
You are in no way obligated to donate us money. It is all completely optional. We do not have a gun to your head, so you cannot use this against us in future reference. So don't try to sue us, please.
No, you can just simply be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna help them out because maybe you think we have potential. I mean,
Maybe you think you just need to throw us a bone.
yeah, throw me a freaking bone here. So you can go on there and do that, and if you want to. If you don't, hey, that's okay too. Honey, times are hard right now. In these sensitive times.
Okay, I think that's enough self-plugging.
Okay, anyway. So they also had the front man who many people mistake as the lead singer. John Goblikon is the goblin. He is not the singer.
He's a good goblin, man. He is the best reality show host I've seen in years.
Yeah, he has a show on YouTube called Right Now with John Goblikon. You need to definitely check that out. But I just want to clarify that for everybody. He is not the singer. He is just the hot man. So he brings energy. But
A
yeah,
lot of it.
like I was saying, they do have 5 albums, and they have that new album that's releasing on April 1st, The Fundamental Slimes and Humors, and they do have a couple of those songs released right now, which are Right Now.
Oh, okay.
Is one of the songs, and another of the songs is This Is It. They are both really good. Basically, their first few albums were kind of concept albums. They followed, the story of these goblins and how they were, trying to destroy the human race. And then, it's evolved from there. This new album is not going to be a concept album, and actually, I think Welcome to Bonkers, which is their last album they released, which was in 2018. It was not a concept album either. Scorpion, Nikki Cologne, I think. I'm not sure. I can never say if that's the way you say his last name or not. But he said that it was just taking a lot out of him to write concept songs, so he was just kind of getting out of that. So, but yeah, they have their first album was actually released in 2006, and it is called Goblin Island.
Sounds like a good reality TV show. You go to an island, there's goblins. You gotta compete. Every night somebody gets eliminated by the goblins and they get carried off the forest. You never see them again.
Well, apparently this album, I mean, yeah, they were basically coming from space.
Space, an island in the middle of the Pacific. They're the same thing, pretty
Yeah.
much.
It was only Nikki Scorpion and a former member of the band. His first name is Tim. His last name,
Is also Tim.
yeah, we'll go with that because I'm not even going to try to pronounce this name. Let me look at it for a minute. Lyakavatsky? Lyakavatsky. Maybe. I mean, do you think that's what it is?
Kahoviska.
No.
Just mimic throwing up, and you probably got it.
Yeah. There we go.
I'm joking.
Yes. That no offense to him at all.
No.
But yeah, it was only the two of them in 2006 when they recorded this album. They actually recorded it in Tim's basement. And then he went back to school at the University of California, and that is where he actually found some other guys to form the rest of the band, and that was in 2006, and yeah, that's how they got started. They performed a few shows during that time, and kind of tried to get themselves out there. I don't think they were received um, positively all the time, which a lot of people, they just don't understand this band. I mean, so far, how do you feel about them?
Dude, honestly, the little bit I've listened to them, which is like an album and a half, plus a cover, I love them so much. They're so fun. They're goofy. The stories are always fun. They have a song about bears.
Yeah,
They're just so random. I love it. Like, it's great.
yeah, it is. Um, so, I mean, do you have any thoughts on it or anything, TJ? Well,
I like it.
I mean, I really enjoy the band. Oh, we have a cat that's trying to attack papers that are on here. But anyway, so I really enjoy them as well. And then in 2011, they released the album called Stench, and this album received a little bit more positive feedback for its technicality and proficiency, and just the writing of the songs in general. Um, it's really fun and entertaining. Which all of their music, in my opinion, all of their music is pretty fun and entertaining. So and it was also said by some of the you know places that reviewed the album, like Metal Sucks, said that it was more professional than the Goblin Island album. But I mean, come on, your second album is probably always going to be more professional than your first album, and it's always probably going to sound better because you learn from your mistakes.
Like
Everything
us.
like us. Everything you do, you learn from your mistakes. So, I mean, and then, that album it's, it's,
It's a something. It's something.
yeah, it's something. It's Stench. It's called Stench. I don't know if I said
You
that.
said that.
Yeah, but that album did receive that positive feedback. I was going to possibly play snippets from each album, but I'm really not sure about doing that. I don't know. I mean, TJ kind of looked into the copyright aspect of everything, and it's kind of, you have to, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. We'll look into it more after this is recorded. So if there are snippets from that album or these albums, that we were able to go ahead and do that. If not, we were just scared.
We are doing it completely legally. We are not pirating any music, to my knowledge.
No.
Okay, just making sure.
No. So, and then in 2012 is when, what? In 2012 they released, gosh, I can't talk. 2012 is when you first see John Goblikon. That is when they released the album for, I mean, not the album, but the song and the video. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of the song now. Let me look it up real quick. But it is the first one that you see John Goblikon in.
She's actually Googling it right now, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, so.
So anyway, how's the beautiful Hellions out there doing this fine day?
Yeah, we came up with
We came up with a name for our fans. Slipknot has the maggots. Other bands have other names.
No One Survives. Yes. Thank you, TJ, for saying that. Sorry. Yeah, Slipknot has the maggots, I mean, we won't get into all that. But yeah, we came up with Hellions, and it's not Hellions. It is Haillions.
It was either Hellions or Heathens, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of like Hellions better. So, but anyway, let's flip it back to what we were talking about. That first video with John Goblikon was for the song No One Survives. That video got 1.5 over over 1.5 million views in the first 3 months.
Yikes.
I mean, and that's great for them. That's awesome.
Love that for them.
Yeah. So, 2013.
What a great year.
Yeah, it was a great year. 2013 was a different year for. It was a great year for Jacob because he was just a young whippersnapper. He's still a young whippersnapper.
I was a wee lad.
He was a wee lad. But anyway, it was a different year for them because they actually went on tour in Europe.
Did they not go on an American tour first?
No, I don't think. Not that I could see. They did shows, things like that. But to actually do a tour, no, I don't think so.
That's weird because, they're from California. You think they'd go at least on a tour through, like, the western coast.
Well, I mean, maybe they did do something. I'm sure they went around to where they performed at different venues and places like that. But for it to be like a tour,
Yeah.
I guess, So they performed at festivals and venues, in England and Germany, which I'm sure.
Yeah, the Germans are wild, man. They love metal. Like,
Yeah.
Germans, man, we love you, dudes. Just keep up the good work. You're doing great.
Yeah, in the music world, yeah, they definitely have some good metal out there, and they are metalheads for sure. So that was, that I'm sure that was really different for them.
Oh, yeah.
To all of a sudden they're in Europe on tour.
We were drugged and put on a plane. Where are we? Help us, please.
We're not ready, but I'm sure they were ready. And in August of that same year, they released their EP called Power. Yeah, check out. I'm gonna say check that out
A lot.
because there is nothing from this band that you should not check out. There is not an album or a song or anything that I want to say, yeah, you don't even need to worry about that.
I feel like this statement is directed at me, so yeah, I'm gonna go check some of this out later. You should too. I'm doing it. You better be doing it. You better.
Jacob has already checked some of it out. I don't want him to come on here and seem like he has no knowledge of the band, because he does have some knowledge. He thinks it's directed at him because I'm sitting here looking at him.
She is staring me down like daggers.
I mean, I'm not giving you daggers. You know my dagger look.
Oh yeah, I do.
So this is not my dagger look.
Very dull daggers.
They're dulled down.
Like butter knives.
Yeah, they got butter knobs coming out of my eyes. That's a
statement.
That's a look. But unfortunately, Power, that EP didn't receive as much positive feedback as Stench. It was actually ridiculed, and it was basically said that it was ridiculous and a lame joke by some of the reviewers.
Minus the lame joke part, I feel like this entire band is ridiculous in the best way possible.
They are ridiculous,
like,
and like Jacob said, in a good way. They're not ridiculous in a bad way. So I feel like the people who reviewed that EP. Hello, Daryl. Stop it. Daryl the cat, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear him, he
looks like he's high on his balls.
He might have found some catnip. But anyway, yeah, so that EP wasn't received as well. And as far as, like I was saying, the ridiculous and the lame joke part of that, I think they probably just didn't understand the music. They probably thought that, I mean, I don't even know what they could be thinking, because maybe it's just because I'm very biased and I really, really enjoy this band.
That's the thing with this band, though. You can't really hold them to the same standards as other, well, I'm doing this in quotes, normal metal bands. Like, you can't hold them to the same, like, bar of seriousness and, like, seriousness. I repeated myself because I don't have another word, as, like, say, Korn or, like, Slipknot or other serious bands.
Well, I mean, in a way, Korn is a little, they can be a little comedic, but I mean, I see what you're saying. They don't cover like, excuse me, they don't cover topics that Slipknot and other bands do.
They just have fun, man.
They just have fun, and that's what they've said. They've said that metal is just so serious all the time, and that's the only word that you can really use for it is that it's just so serious all the time. And why so serious?
You did not just make a Joker reference.
I
You
did.
did not.
I did.
Oh my god.
I did.
Oh.
So,
Speaking of that, not related to metal, but the new Batman movie's coming out. Yeah.
ooh, Batman.
Apparently, somebody from Twilight's going to be in it, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
is Batman going to sparkle?
probably.
Hey, serious time.
Oh no.
I have a confession.
You like Twilight?
I used to like Twilight.
I know.
I used to. I don't like it anymore. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was the whole Twilight craze and I just got sucked into it or what, but I did. But now looking back on it, I'm like, what? What the hell was wrong with me?
Yeah, I have a lot of times like that. I was a stupid kid. I still am a stupid kid. But I can look back now and cringe at myself because, oh my god, that was rough.
If you can't look back at some of the things you've done, some of the things you thought, and laugh, like, I mean,
You haven't grown as a person.
get over yourself.
Yeah, dude.
Get over yourself. You have to laugh at the things you do. Like, I mean,
It's good to laugh at yourself sometimes.
yeah. So, but then, apart from all of that, they were still doing pretty okay. In 2014, they actually went on the Kerrang tour. Kerrang? Kerrang?
Kerrang!
Yeah, Kerrang
Right.
tour. And hey, what happened to you said you were going to come into the show screaming testicles.
Oh yeah, I was doing that as a joke. We're already underway, so I'm not going to do that anymore.
Yeah, at some point through this episode, Jacob may randomly start yelling testicles.
It's going to be subtle though. You're not going to be able to hear it. You might. I know I will.
But yeah, the Kerrang tour, the Kerrang. I'm sorry, I have a very country accent. Can't help it. I try to break away from it a little bit, but it's just still there. But on that Kerrang tour, they were with Limp Bizkit, Crossfaith, and Heck. Heck was Baby Godzilla then. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Didn't they also do Warped Tour at some point? Or am
yeah.
I making things up?
Yeah, they did. That was, I think that was
Uh-oh.
was it before the release? It was either before, during, or right after the release of Welcome to Bonkers, which was in 2018. But so yeah, they did that tour, and I mean, Limp Bizkit and Crossfaith, at one time they were pretty big name bands.
No, we've heard of Limp Bizkit. Who I want to hear of is Hard Roll.
Yeah. Let's start a band. Let's
Hard
start a cover.
okay.
Let's start a cover band called Hard Roll.
It's all Limp Bizkit, but reversed. All its songs in reverse.
Yeah. So, and then that was with that Power EP during all that time, 2013, 2014. And then we move on to 2014, 2015 with Heavy Meta, which was their last concept album.
Oh, okay.
This was the album that Nicky Scorpion worked on, and he said it just took too much out of him, so he was kind of over the concept album for a while.
I should probably clarify, since no one else bothered to. Nikki is the lead singer.
Yes, Nicky is the lead singer. I was actually going to go over and say who all the band members were, but I feel like we are too far into it now.
Well, we've really only talked about Nikki and
John
John and Tim, which that was at the beginning.
Yeah, and Tim is no longer in the band. I did name the members of the band at the beginning, though.
You did. You just didn't say what they did.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry.
Half credit.
Half credit. So, yeah, in January of 2014, they announced through Instagram that they were working on a new release, and that release would, of course, be Heavy Meta. But in 2015, they released the first track off that album called Full Body Explosion, and that was released on their YouTube account. And yes, if you were looking at my research while you're listening to this and seeing where I found all my information, a lot of it did come from their Wikipedia page.
Because we're not in school, so we don't have to worry about our English teacher yelling, hey, you can't use Wikipedia, it's not reliable.
Yeah. But, I mean, I have read other things, too, and it seems like it follows along pretty well.
That's the thing. When it's with a fandom, you can usually be at least 99.9999% sure that it's going to be right.
Yeah. So, Full Body Explosion was released on YouTube, and they announced on Facebook that their album Heavy Meta was going to be released via Mystery Box.
Which is...
I'm glad you asked.
This was not scripted. I don't think. I'm not looking at the script right now.
No. It's their own label. It was the band's own label that they decided to do. Because, I mean, somewhere in this other interview that I have pulled up here, they kind of talk about how, you know, when you go on another label, they want to take half of everything. Or they want to take a portion of stuff. They, you know, Nekrogoblikon is different in every way. They're just themselves. They want to take care of business themselves, and that's perfectly fine. But this, like I said, it was a concept album. It had 10 songs on it, and it tells the immortal goblin race, tells the story of the immortal goblin race seeking a way to finally die.
Well, I mean, I don't know about goblins, but jumping off high objects without a parachute works pretty well for humans.
Don't give any ideals, Jacob.
Hey, I do not endorse suicide. I do not push it.
Don't even say the S word.
I don't endorse the S word. I don't endorse you pushing people off of tall buildings or cliffs into sharp and possibly spiky objects. Do not take any of this out of context. I will find you, and then you will be on top of a tall building with sharp and pointy objects below you. This is not a threat. This is a promise.
Oh my goodness. Oh jeez. Jacob's gonna scare away No, what am I talking about? This is metalheads that are listening to this. You can't scare a metalhead. Maybe if you put a spider or a turtle in front of I hate turtles.
Turtles don't bother me, but I hate frogs.
Yeah. And I don't like frogs either, but turtles just, nope. There's something about them. Don't know what it is. I really don't. I really don't know what it is. I just don't like turtles. I mean...
Their head looks like a slimy phallic object.
Yeah, true. But the Heavy Meta album, it did get some good praise. It was actually said by Metal Injection that it was the best album that Nekrogoblikon had released so far in their career. And it is a very good album. They're all very good albums, but Heavy Meta, very good. Very good album.
Metal Injection sounds like a strain of heroin. Oh man, you got some of that metal injection, man. I need to take the edge off, man.
Oh my goodness.
I do not endorse drug use either.
No, he does not.
Everything I say is a joke.
He better not.
To my knowledge, I don't.
So, then that the Heavy Meta did really well. Then they released Welcome to Bonkers in 2018. And this album, it's still has goblins in it. There are songs about goblins, but there are also songs about magic spiders and dragons.
It's
And
bonkers, man.
it's yeah, it's. They also did a cover of Chop Suey.
Wake up! That's all I'm going to sing because copyright.
Yep.
Double copyright. Nekrogoblikon and System of a Down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get sued twice.
No, especially about like System of a Down. I mean, not saying that they're better than Nekrogoblikon. I'm not saying that at all. But
They probably have better
they have more fame. They've been around longer, and they probably go a little harder maybe if they do. They may not even care. Some artists don't care. They're like, hey, if you're using it for entertainment purposes, go right ahead. But then you have other artists that are like, no, you can't even say a word of my song, which means that they basically want you to not speak.
Continues to stop speaking for 10 seconds.
So, but yeah, and the Chop Suey cover, it was a good cover. It was a little different than the original Chop Suey.
It's a good cover, though. I love it.
It is a good cover. I enjoy it very much. And then that brings us to the release of their new album, which will be, once again, this year, April 1st, The Fundamental Slimes and Humors. They have released a video for Right Now, and they have released the second single off the song, This Is It, and they've released the video for that as well. They're both good videos. So, now,
if that's all the albums and tours you want to talk about, let's talk about something a little different.
Let's discuss what?
Right Now with John Goblikon.
Yes.
Because I watched so much Right Now this past week. Oh my god, he is hilarious. Thoughts?
My thoughts on the show. I love it.
It's so good. It's just hilarious.
And it's been out there for years. But I just came across it because TJ brought it to my attention, and I have watched it with him. And I really I want to go back and start at the very beginning and watch every single episode.
I don't know if I can do that now.
No,
I have a lot of patience, but I don't have that much.
I think that's something that I want to do. So basically, on this show, it's like a late night talk show.
Imagine Jimmy Fallon, but 10 times better. And goblins. And metal.
And poor Jerry.
And, oh my god, poor Jerry.
He is assistant. So, but in this show, like I said, it's like a late night, talk show. And of course, Nekrogoblikon is on set. They play the intro and they're there and they interact just like any other, Jimmy Fallon, David Letterman show. And he brings on different artists and interviews them. And it's not only artists. He's had other people on there too, like comedians and things.
And there was an episode about Josh, the cook from GMM. If any of you have watched GMM, you know the kind of stuff they do. It's wild. That episode is one of my favorites because it's just so funny.
It is, because Josh is already a funny person. If you don't know what GMM is,
it stands for Good Mythical Morning.
It is, yeah, it's a show on YouTube, Good Mythical Morning. And Josh also has a spin-off of that show that is with him and Nicole. They are the cooks on the show. They prepare things for Brett and Link, who are the hosts of the show. They have a spin-off called Mythical Kitchen.
Yeah, it's still good. We're talking about GMM now. Okay, anyway.
Yes.
Right Now.
We're getting off topic. So, yeah, Right Now, he's had interviews with several different people. The last one was with Beth. Oh, I cannot remember her name.
Beth.
Mm-hmm.
Dutton?
Beth Stelling. Beth Stelling. She's a comedian. She was on there. They've had one of the members from
Animals as Leaders.
Animals as Leaders. They've had Keith Buckley on there.
They've had Nekrogoblikon on there.
They've had Nekrogoblikon on there.
It took them way longer than not should have, but then I would have expected to actually have the band on the show.
Wasn't there an episode where they had Shaun White?
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, maybe no. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. No, it was not Shaun White.
Oh, well.
But anyway, so yeah, you check that out for sure. It's very entertaining. TJ enjoys it too. But any recommendations of any of your favorite songs so far?
Bears.
Bears.
Just Bears. That is the entire song title and premise. So good.
Yeah. One of my favorite. I have a lot of favorite songs, but one of mine is just Goblin.
Goblin's pretty good. I was listening to that earlier.
And
is Goblin the real the low one? It's not really metal. It's more.
It's more Elton John.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking the same one. I like the piano in the beginning.
Yeah.
I kind of want to learn how to play that, but I'm not going to.
I really like Magic Spider. Is that the name of the song?
I think it is. I've definitely seen Magic Spider before.
Yeah. That's another one of my favorites, and I also like Dragons. The song Dragons. That's a good song too. But their two newest songs, I really enjoy them too. But I do have another interview pulled up here. Let me see. And now I am going to go up here and read this. It's basically, it is from an interview with them by Damnation Magazine.
Okay, so we have Metal Injection, Metal Sucks, which is a metal website about metal news. That threw me through a loop real hard. Mm-hmm. And now we have Damnation Magazine. Mm-hmm. Names, man. Some are good, others are even better.
Yeah. So Damnation Magazine did an interview with them and basically asked, what is Goblin metal? And where did it come from? And this was in 2016, by the way, when they did this interview. And basically, can I read this?
Probably.
I mean, I've said that it is from Damnation Magazine. It was posted on February 15th of 2016. Band interview, Nekrogoblikon.
The entire URL is damnationmag.wordpress.com/2016/02/15/band-interview-nekrogoblikon/.
Okay, there you go. I'll actually, in the show notes on the website, I will leave a link to this.
I did that for nothing.
I'm sorry. So, once they were asked that, their answer was, it came from space. A forest in space.
A forest?
Did you know there were forests in space?
I did not. I knew that there were stars in space. That is my extent on space knowledge.
Not only was it in a forest in space, on an island in space.
So we have in space, in a forest, on an island in space.
Yes. And it says, originally, we were just pizza delivery guys back in 2004 who always worked together as a team. One guy holds the pizza, one guy greets. It's just hard to hold a pizza and greet somebody at the same time. So after we had done this for 15 years or so, we went to a house, and guess who answered the door? Goblins.
I was going to say dragons.
Nope, goblins. So after they invited us in, we're like, all right, this is good. Goblins. This is novel. Let's go in. We don't need these jobs that badly. Let's go hang out. Then they locked us up in the basement. Now this
got weird.
This is them talking, remember. Then they locked us up in the basement and tortured us for about 15 more years and kept us barely alive. And they said, the only way you're going to get out of this is if you make a band about goblins, a goblin metal band. We didn't know how to play instruments or anything at that time, but we had to learn, so here we are. We don't usually like to talk about it.
It pains us to talk about it. We feel that people have to know.
Yes. So, I mean, that's where goblin metal came from. In space, in a forest, on an island, in space.
In space, on a forest, on an island, in a house, in a basement, on an island, in a forest, in space.
Yeah, it gets confusing. Just remember that the goblin metal came from space.
And torture. And basements. So a basement torture.
Yes.
Some people are into that.
Yes. So anyway, that's basically the history of Nekrogoblikon. I'm sure there is a whole lot more in there. You guys can always, go do some research yourself. Be sure that you check out these albums and be sure that you remember that release date of the new album on April 1st.
We can't force you to do any of this. We do not have a gun to your head. You cannot sue us.
No.
But do it or I will find your house.
No, he won't.
Yes, I will.
No.
Yes.
Don't worry about that.
You should worry about it. Just a bit. Just keep it in the back of your mind. You never know.
So, any other thoughts?
Well, thoughts. I had some to say, but I forgot it.
Oh, sounds like me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just, be sure you check them out. Be sure, are we done?
Well, first off, testicles
There's the testicles.
came right at the end.
I knew they would come in somewhere.
Oh yeah, they're always watching, man. Like the hills, they have eyes. The testicles have eyes.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You might want to see a doctor.
If it lasts more than 5 hours, consult your nearest physician. Same thing.
Okay.
Don't take any weird colored pills. That's my life lesson for the day.
Yeah.
Don't talk to Bill Cosby. That's another life lesson. Don't take pills from Bill Cosby.
Oh. We're going to get sued.
I'm trying to offend everyone, okay?
Listen, there are some things you can say and some things you can't with fear of being sued.
Who cares about being sued?
Yeah, exactly, because you don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. So I can say these things.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, Hellions, anybody else, do you guys have anything else to add before we close this out?
She had to do a mental restart to get that sentence out.
Yes, I did.
She's back to factory settings.
I do that a lot. I short circuit a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I just completely...
She's been dunked in the bath one too many times.
Yeah. So, seriously, anything else you want to add?
Well, okay. The lead singer, Scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that he was going to be real short, kind of John's height, and have long hair.
When you say John?
Goblikon.
John Goblikon. Okay. No.
I thought he would look like John Goblikon. Just, not a goblin.
No, he doesn't.
I was wrong.
And I don't know if I added this in before, but John Goblikon is actually the comedian David Rispoli.
Yeah, you said that.
Yes, okay. So,
I think that's it, other than one more life lesson with Jacob. Goblins are people too. Do not discriminate against goblins. They are people too.
They are people too. Yeah. They should be included.
Also, goblins love chili, so they should all get a permanent discount.
Yeah. At least John Goblikon does.
Oh, John Goblikon. You should just give him all the food for free, man.
He actually has a thing that I saw this morning on, I don't even know if I should share it. Go check out John Goblikon's Twitter. He has something pretty interesting on there.
He has a Twitter?
Yes. He has a Twitter. He has an Instagram. Probably has a Facebook. I'm not sure about TikTok. That's another thing.
We're not doing a TikTok.
Well, that was going to be my question. Do you think we should have a TikTok account?
No.
Okay. Oh, and we have discussed doing actual video. So you're at the end of this video. If you were this
episode. And video.
No, it's not a video.
Well, technically it is.
It's audio. If you've made it this far, congratulations.
You've made it to the end. Things about to get serious now.
We still are talking about doing actual video on YouTube. if you're listening to this on YouTube, it's just audio. Sorry, that's all we're doing right now.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Yep. But anyway, so that is something we're still discussing, and we'll get back to you on that. So, gosh, this laptop.
Please don't destroy my laptop.
I'm not.
Okay.
So, before we go, we really enjoyed this second episode.
It was a lot better than the first one.
Yes, I feel like it was. I think it went off a lot better.
Minus the cats being crackheads.
Well, cats are cats. So,
Cats are crackheads.
and we put Malcolm to bed this time.
He's not dead.
No.
We did not put him to sleep.
No.
He's upstairs in his room.
Yes. In our room. In my
It's his room.
In my and TJ's room.
It's his room.
Probably in the middle of our bed, snoring very loudly and licking his lips because he likes to do that all night.
He's an old man.
Yes. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Our next episode will be out next Monday. I'm not sure what the date of that will be, but it'll be out on next Monday. Remember to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AHM Podcast and on YouTube at All Hell Metal. You can find us on Facebook at All Hell Metal. And we also have that public group on Facebook you can feel free to join. Send us an email at allhellmetalpodcast@gmail.com, letting us know what you want to hear, letting us know your thoughts. Remember to go to our website, allhellmetal.com. And remember to check out the show notes.
And donate button.
Yeah, you don't have to do the donate button unless
you should check it out.
I'm not asking you to. I'm not.
But it's there.
I'm not asking you to, and I'm not begging you. But if you feel so led, please click that button.
If you are absolutely loaded, like you're making like 10 figures a year, what's like $50?
No, seriously, you don't have to do that.
You don't.
But you can go on there and check out our show notes. We will leave links, and I'll probably leave some links in this description. And also on the website, there are links to our social media accounts as well, so you can access those easily.
And I do believe we should have it the other way around, so there's a website link on our social medias.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I have that. I'm almost positive that I have that.
If not, we'll get on that right away.
Yes. So anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Be sure to tune in next time. Be sure to leave us a review.
Honest thoughts only. Don't sugarcoat it. We can take it. We're not babies.
Yeah, we can take it. We can handle it. So
come on, hit me. Do it.
All right. So have a great week. Have a great happy Valentine's Day.
Have a great happy Valentine's Day.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's a word. That's a sentence.
Mm-hmm. Spend it how you want to spend it.
If that's alone crying in bed with a tub of chocolate ice cream, you do you, sweetie.
Yeah.
You're entitled to that.
You're treating yourself. So, anyway, we will catch you guys next time. And
remember,
stay heavy.
And testicles. And don't take pills from Bill Cosby.